Hi everyone, this is David. Today I want to talk about the importance of a flat knitwear weight in our daily work. Because for many of you actually, I think undervalue the importance of weight in the flat knitwear. And actually, this is one of the biggest difference when we are evaluating a flat knitwear style comparing to other categories. Because in the circle knitwear, when you are talking about the weight, usually it's the weight per square meters. And in woven, there's no weight number. But in flat knitwear, when we are talking about weight, it's the total weight of a garment. And for us, I think it's really reflecting a lot of things inside of the knitwear. So number one is the thickness. Usually, when a knitwear is slightly more heavier, which means it's more thicker. So the number you can actually comparing for the thickness when you are doing your development. The higher number in weight means more thicker in the garment. Second is the size, because the size is not just reflecting in the measurement. The weight can also tell you a lot of things. So especially you have a different round of samples. If, let's say, the thickness are the same, usually the heavier weight means bigger garment. So actually that can remind you to look into the measurements before you are really measuring it. And number three is the yarn count. Especially in the thicker garment and thicker gauge, even the same style, same yarn, but the weight can be slightly different in different colors. That is because they have different yarn count when they are made. Sometimes the yarn count is not very consistent, so the weight can also reflect the difference in the yarn count. And number four is the tension. So if we're considering all above conditions are the same, usually the heavier garment means more tighter tensions. So if you want your supplier to improve the tension, usually you should first look into the weight. At last is the cost. I think the weight is really have a very big impact to the cost of flat knitwear. Sometimes I think it's even more important than the price of the yarn. In most of the cases, when the price of a garment is really high and the customer or the brands will ask the supplier to change the quality. But in my opinion, usually the quality is not the biggest factor. 5 or 10% difference in composition doesn't really make a very big impact on the price. But actually the weight does. So when we are considering to lower down the price level of a garment, we will think if we can make a lighter version of a garment. So overall, I think if you pay enough attention to the weight of garment, you can actually already find a lot of things and problems in your daily work easily. And in knitwear, weight is often the most honest signal of how a knitwear is built inside. So I would give my best suggestion to any of you working on the flat knitwear, pay more attention to the number of weight every time when you look into a sample. Thanks for watching. If you have any question about flat knitwear, especially the men's flat knitwear, you are very welcome to comment under my post. We are Spread Lead. We only make men's knitwear.